What is going on, everybody? You already know it is time. It is the Golden Dome podcast, and it is here. Guys, what can I tell you? Notre Dame fighting freaking Irish. 48 to 20. 48 to 20, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, I said it 48 to 20. 48 to 20. What else can I tell you guys? 48 to 20. Good God. Talk about an ass beating. Guys, I just want to say one thing before we do this. Let's cue up the music. Doesn't that just have a beautiful ring? Doesn't it? Guys, talk to me. Talk to me. 48 to 20. 48 to 20. That's right. 48 to 20, ladies and gentlemen. Good God. I don't know where to start. Guys, listen. Last week we talked about a devastating loss where Notre Dame played basically what? A not no no nothing. Three sides of the ball. Offense, decent, special teams. Against who? A team that we should have blown out last week. We look back last week. Was this a game that we looked past? Looking at USC, a rival game, circled on the schedule. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But guys, let's talk about this game here. Adam, they played great. Exactly. They played great. Offense, defense, special teams tonight. All sides of the ball. Dominated the trenches. Of course, yes. Eileen, let's go. That's right. Let's go Irish. You already know. Notre Dame is in the house. Let's talk about this game here tonight, guys. Oh, man. Sometimes when you lose a game, you lose your voice and crap like that. Last week, wasn't a great show for me. You guys know last week I had a breakdown on live TV, but this week, man, I almost lost my voice screaming at this TV because, man, I don't know where to start. But let's talk about this. Notre Dame, USC. My God, 48-20, all three phases of the game. Opening drive, boom, comes down, scores a touchdown there. We talked about last week, Ken Hartman bounced back, having a three-pick game this week. Kenny bounced back, coming from a 15-0 turnover ratio for the whole season here. What did we see from last week to this week? Guys, this week we've seen a totally 180 flipped here. Last week we got manhandled in the trenches. I'm talking offensive line, 48 yards total rushing the ball last week. Good God, this week 125 yards on the ground. Flip the script. Defense, no pressure on that front five last week for Notre Dame. Zero tackles for loss, 0 sacks. This week, 7 sacks tonight. 7 sacks. Could have been a lot more. The front seven put so much pressure in keeping Caleb Williams in the pocket tonight, which showed me something that this Notre Dame team can play 60 minutes, can play that way. But where was this game won tonight? Of course, let's talk about one thing. Let's talk about this damn defense. Woo! Oh my God, let's talk about this defense, guys. JT Barrett. You guys know me. I'm old school, man, and I'm talking like Michael Stonebreaker here. This dude showed up tonight. 11 tackles, 6 solos, half a sack, 2 assists on sack, basically, but they should have gave him that, at 0.5, because this dude was all over the field. 2.5 tackles for loss here. And let's talk about the player of the game. Let's not forget this kid's name. Let's all say it. Xavier freaking Watts. Let's say it again. Xavier freaking Watts. Oh, my God. Not 1, 2 picks tonight. Xavier Watts in the secondary. This kid was everywhere. They as I said in the pregame show, they had that cat that was questionable, Zacharias Branch. He was their explosive 5-star recruit coming out of California, going to USC. We see what he can do on that punt return. The swing game for him, the jet sweeps there. man, I tell you, they stayed on this kid like, I hate to say it, but white on rice. I'm Asian, I like rice, so shit, let's just say it. Stayed on him like white on rice here. But the other thing too is you want to say this kid, yes, they're going to take what they give you, but Xavier Watts, Benjamin Morrison stayed on him like crazy. Okay, the defensive front seven just played a insane game. Excuse me. I mean, even going down to looking at our back four here, Alufa guy, he came up, got with sack as well, played pressure. Even was times where he played a spy on Caleb Williams, which showed me a lot too how he played this game here. It was so great, this defensive game. I'm giving everything to the defensive 100%. Adam Glenn says they played great. Adam, you're exactly right. They played one hell of a defensive game to me. It's something I haven't seen this Notre Dame play in a long time. We know what they were capable of doing. We know what they can. Can they play a full 60-minute game? I put on my Twitter account today, Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Make sure you follow there. We talk about all sports. But tonight was all about the Notre Dame game. Answering the bell, answering the bell. Can Notre Dame play a 60-minute game? We knew we were up 14 points going to the fourth quarter, but we all know, going back to that Ohio State game, going back even to the NC State game, playing the second half, playing great. Last week, it was just an all-out ass beating. But today, 60 minutes of football proves what Notre Dame is. They didn't abandon that run. You look at, talking about the defense as well. 53 solo tackles tonight. 53 solo tackles tonight. 69 total, tackles. 53 solo tackles. This team flies to the ball. 11 hats. It doesn't matter if you get beat. There's always going to be a guy behind you, which is great for this Notre Dame team, of course. But let's talk about this offense. The only scare we had tonight was Mitchell Evans. I don't know what happened to his leg. It had to be something with his back there. I didn't hear it because I had my TV so damn loud. So I didn't hear what happened to him. I hope he's doing okay. But estimate, they did not abandon the run. 22 carries, 95 yards. This is the estimate we've been waiting for, the breakout. Last week, the offensive line got handled. Joe Alt got beat so many times, looked like a damn New York turnstile last week. Tonight, flip the script. So many holes tonight. 22 carries, 95 yards, average of 4.3, 14 long, not a breakaway run tonight, but 2 TDs. Finally found where he belongs in that end zone. Tonight he goes back to the Jerome Bettis days. The bus, 235, 5'11". Let's run the ball behind this offensive line. Could be, 2 All-Americans by the end of the season here. We already have one in Joe Alt, of course. So we went back to there. The person I want to talk about from the practice squad, a lot of people understand practice squad. This guy is a guy who goes on the practice squad and says he emulates the other team. He emulates what the hell is his name? Marvin Harrison Jr. He emulates maybe a Caleb Williams in the backfield, even though he's not a QB. Jordan Fazan, 16 yards on 1 carry. That sweep that he made was an insane rush. Kept the drive alive, of course. Even Hartman. I didn't know Hartman could run that good. 1 carry, kept the drive alive. I'm talking like I thought it was Caleb Williams in that jersey number 10 there for Notre Dame for a second. Ran out on the third down, 3rd and 7, got the first down for 12 yards, kept the sticks moving. Jeremiah Love, Notre Dame didn't really run the ball tonight. They didn't have to. They were well balanced. 29 carries for 125. Jeremiah Love had 3 carries for 6 yards, long of 4. The receivers. Hartman didn't throw the ball tonight. He didn't have to. They take what the defense gave you. Very smart plays. What I always say is every week, when I coach, 4 times 3 equals 12. In college, you don't run on 4th down, of course. So to me, it's 3 times 4 equal first down. Tonight, the way they ran this ball, 4.3 average. So I'm not a mathematician, but Notre Dame, 4 times 3 equals what? 12 yards. That's a first down, correct? Exactly. Got a comment here. I only watched the 4th quarter, but defense of Notre Dame was entirely awesome. I agree 100%, Ken. I mean, this showed me something tonight that I haven't seen from Notre Dame in a long time. Their back end was flying to the ball. I'm talking flying to the ball. The secondary just showed me something what Notre Dame is. We talked about Benjamin Morrison coming into this preseason possibly being a legitimate consensus All-American. He made the second team in a lot of reports out there, but he showed me what it is tonight. He had 1 bonehead penalty where he was on the ball, toe for toe, stride for stride against, I believe it was Zachy Harris Branch, all speed. He didn't turn around. He got flagged for the pass interference. But you know what? Hey, I'd rather get a pass interference in college. It's only 15 yards unless it's in the end zone. Then it automatically goes to the 2-yard line. So you didn't turn around. That's the only thing I can blemish on you, Benjamin Morrison, tonight. But hey, 15-yard penalty better than a TD, right? Plus the ball was underthrown anyway. So Dave Yarnell checking in. Nice bounce back game for the Irish. Exactly, 100%. Dave, you always tell me there's always next week. And, with Notre Dame here, in pro football, Dave, we talk about the Cowboys. It is a bounce back game. If you win next week, you're still in it. College is a little bit different animal here where you can lose 1 week. If you lose, you possibly be out. Notre Dame has 2 losses. So, it's like a 10% chance to get in that BCS ranking, especially being at 21. But hey, what helped us out tonight? USC was number 10. A win is a win, and this is a solid win. I know a lot of people out there are going to say, oh, come on, man. It was USC. They barely beat Arizona. They barely beat Colorado, who's, struggling right now after coming out of the blocks with TCU. You barely win these games. Last week, triple overtime. A last play, you win. I don't care. You're ranked 10th. You're ranked 10th in the nation. So you explain, our blemishes. We lose at Ohio State on a last play of the game, of course, with 10 men, like what they call this a bonehead play. You get handled by you get handled, and then by Louisville, and then you barely beat a Duke team. Well, Duke's rated. They're still undefeated as last I looked too. Hey, listen, anything can happen, right? But the only blemish this week is Pitt beat Louisville. So explain. I don't understand the philosophy here. Notre Dame loses to them outright, gets handled. Then a team like Pitt comes in and beats them. But then we play up to our potential, playing the teams that we are legitimately elite with in a USC. We play them strong for 60 minutes of the game, beat them. But then we play a team like Louisville last week, who is below us in many ways, but it didn't look that way last week. Okay, but this game here, Hartman. Okay, let's talk about Hartman. 13 for 20, 126, 2 TDs, controlled the ball. A couple plays where I like to see, if you guys remember on that rollout where they had to punt the ball down the field, where he rolled out of the pocket and he looked for the tight end there. And that was the play where Mitchell Evans got hurt. He had G. Brian Payne right there for an easy first down when he tried to roll out. He had him for a 5-yard toss right there. He could have probably got maybe 15 to 20 yards easy on the first down because Mitchell would have been a blocker. But he threw the ball up top to Mitchell out there. Unfortunately, he came down, incomplete, and he also got hurt. But those are the little things that I see also where Notre Dame can be a little bit different. That's, eyeing down your wide receiver, taking what the defense gives you, playing smart, move the sticks. Because in a game, at that time frame of the game, it wasn't outright gone for Notre Dame. They didn't control the game at that point. They did, but score-wise, they didn't. So, this game, guys, I just want to talk about that defense, man. The defense is what won this game this week. Of course, we had 7 sacks. I understand that. But, guys, listen, you got to give the secondary what I call is a team sack. There was a lot of team sacks in this game today. A lot of them. Benjamin Warrenson, Watts, Harper, okay? Even Riley Mills got into the action today. Jalen Sneed got into the action today. They used a lot of secondary players coming in here. The front 7 rotated a lot. There was a couple plays where Caleb Williams, very smart, intellectual, fundamental quarterback, gets to the line, runs up there, snap count, 5 yards or a free play. That's something that Notre Dame has to work on. The one play that I want to talk about that I'm very pissed off about, one was we gave up 3 points tonight. I understand it's only 3 points tonight. On that one play where we sacked Caleb Williams, okay, it was a 8-yard loss. 8-yard loss on third down right before the half. The 2 Notre Dame players that sacked him, I don't even remember their names. I was screaming at my TV. They stayed in the backfield behind Caleb Williams celebrating for about 3 seconds, looking to the ground saying, get out of here. Get out of here. It's over, USC. Caleb Williams, smart, intellectual quarterback. Hey, you know what? They're subbing here, or they're not going to get back online. So guess what? I'm going to run up to the line, get the ball real quick, say go, whatever his cadence, not even a fast cadence, not even a 180, this check down, whatever, right, lefty, loosey, whatever you want to call it. Didn't do that. Got up to the line and said, go. 5-yard penalty. Move them up further. But the thing is, I see one thing from Marcus Freeman. He called that timeout. 2 things about that. Smart, number one, you called timeout. Why did he call timeout? Because it was a 5-yard penalty. You're going to move that place kicker up 5 yards rather than keeping them where they are. Smart call. I would use the timeout as well. Smart call, Marcus Freeman. We bitched about 2, in the Ohio State game where he didn't call the timeout. We bitched about that. Okay, but he did call the timeout here, which was very understanding. He did that. The other thing I like about what Marcus Freeman did, he didn't walk away from those 3 players that were in the backfield behind Caleb Williams. He got into their ass, let them know about it. That was 3 points. What if it was a closer game? That 3 points would have made a decision there. If that sack right there, they probably wouldn't have had enough time to line up, or it would just been a bomb. Because they didn't have any timeouts at that point. USC had no timeouts left on their clock, so that stopped the ball, gave them another 5 yards to kick the field goal because the time does not move on a dead ball foul like that, line of scrimmage. But that was what I seen. That was a couple bonehead plays there. The other thing is, I've been bitching about this all season long. I said this all season. One of the bugaboos that bothered me so much today was what? The special teams play. I was tired of seeing Chris Tyree, catch a fair catch when the gunners aren't even 10 yards away from him. Take the chance, be explosive. Tonight, it happened. It wasn't a 100-yard gash to the end zone on a punt return. It was a 64-yard punt return. Finally, Notre Dame breaks it, gets into the end zone with the speed. I thought Faison was going to be back there because he's very shifty. But, man, we finally took one to the house, of course. We finally did that. Finally got it to the house, of course. So, special teams, offense, defense. The offense really didn't have to do much. The game was controlled in the trenches on both sides of the ball. The front 7 got to Caleb Williams, kept Caleb Williams in the pocket. So that was great for the Notre Dame defense. The offense controlled the line of scrimmage, opened holes. When Notre Dame only runs the ball, not only runs the ball, 29 carries tonight, okay? Notre Dame only had 42 possessions on the ball tonight. Amazing. 42 possessions, 48 points. That's something that you control the line of scrimmage with. We played today, earlier today, we won 12-0 in the damn mud. I'm talking mud bowl. I usually throw the ball 60 times a game when I coach my team. We're a run and gun pistol formation team, a lot of motion. Today, you got a game plan for who you play, or also the weather conditions. Today, it was nice weather. Earlier poured in South Bend. Tonight, it was beautiful. Rain conditions gone. Nice playing field. Of course, they have the drainage system anyway, but you have to take what the defense gives you. Hartman didn't have to throw the ball. 20 pass attempts, basically. I'm sorry, it was actually 20 attempts, so that was basically going to be about 46 plays. 49 plays total, I'm very sorry, not 42. 49 plays total for Notre Dame. But they ran the ball. They ran the ball 29 times a day. Insane. Take what the defense gives you. Didn't have to do much. But, going forward, hey, we got a bye week, right? We got a bye week. So we got a bye week. We're not out of it. But the one thing I really am so happy about, I'm a college football fan through first and foremost, through all teams, of course. But the one thing I did notice tonight, Caleb Williams, he's good. He's elite. He really is. People can say he's not. We beat him, of course. But, man, I put on Twitter tonight, this kid reminds me of someone in the NFL right now. The talent-wise, the IQ-wise, the escapability-wise, and his passing ability. We look at a player called Patrick Mahomes, and I tell you what, tonight, I've only seen one player really do this in the NFL in a long time. Standing there, not even flat-footed, in a pistol position, and you got a flare-out wide receiver, just takes the ball and just sidearms the ball in a perfect spiral to his wide receiver. How many plays did he escape tonight? He was running for his life. Reminds me of the game last year when he played Utah, where he was running with his life. Couldn't do anything. That was one of the games tonight where, hey, kudos to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish defense. Put him in check all game long. That's something we've seen as well. That all goes to Notre Dame. The coverage sacks. The back end, plays to the front end's ability. Front end gets pressure. We know, hey, our secondary can play man on man, play a cover two, play a shell, whatever you want to play. That front 7 knows that. They learned that tonight, saying, okay, you know what? They're going to cover these receivers for 3 and 4 seconds. That's all we need because we're going to get to Caleb Williams. The other thing too is when they played the NC State team, the Louisville team, they were getting pressure, but they were going up the pocket, climbing the pocket, going past not Caleb Williams, of course, but going past the quarterback. Tonight, they didn't do that. They pursued, but stayed in gap control. They stayed. The defensive end stayed in their lanes. The linebackers came in. A lot of stunting, a lot of twisting tonight. And Afaya was a spy. a spy. JT Baran was a spy. That was one of the greatest things I've seen. When I coach up here, I don't run defense, but my defense coordinator, when we play a special talent wide run quarterback, we run a spy. We always use our outside linebacker because the middle guy is what we call our stunt gapper. He stunts, he twists, so we always use an outside guy as our spy. Tonight, Notre Dame didn't do that. What they did is they ran JT Baran tonight. They ran him on the spy continuously. They switched it up. Jack Kaiser, he was a spy. That was something I really loved tonight. And also Lufayao, he was a spy. There was multiple spies at different times. So it kept Caleb Williams thinking, like, who's coming, who's going. That was one of the great things from Al Golden. We know Al Golden can play D. Coming from his days at Temple, he's a elite defensive coordinator. Marcus Freeman, we know we have that background from him too as a defense DC. That's the reason why he came here. Great recruiter, great DC. And now he's proven that he's building this team in the right direction. Gerard Parker, I'm still not sold on Gerard Parker. I'm not, okay? I know I'll take flack for this. Hey, a win is a win, 48-20, okay? But take what the defense gives you. I understand that. But there's times where you gotta continue of what you're doing, okay? Running the ball. Let's stop running these flats. And the other thing I've seen tonight is there was three and outs that we had on. Well, not 3 and outs. There was a couple four third down conversions that we didn't make. Small ones. 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. I wrote them down there in my mental block here. But why aren't our receivers? And this is execution of coaching and practice. Okay, when you're the offensive coordinator, you run what we call a 3-7-9. Okay, X3, Y6. And then we run a Z9. We run it on their cue card, so everybody has a different cue card with different coaches holding it up. And they look at me for a hot route, and I just tell them like a number or a phrase or something like this, and that tells them what coach to look at for their plays. So to make it easier, say we run a 3-6-9. Okay, that's your outside going 3, inside going 6, outside going 9. So this way, if it's 3rd and 5, your primary receiver is going to be the 6, of course. Why? Because it's beyond the sticks. 9 is your second look. If the corner is played off a little bit or he shades off, the 9 gets you the first down too. Your last primary target on 3-6-9 is going to be your outside guy running 3. Hopefully he gets it and he can get a couple yak yards to get that 5-yard progression. The one thing I've seen from Notre Dame tonight, what I don't like, they don't do that. On the one play where it was 3rd and 6, 3 wide receivers, they ran a empty back system, 4 wide. The back was on the line of scrimmage as well, the tight end, so he was covered, so he couldn't come out. So it was 3 wide, basically. The tight end was covered. None of them ran past the 5-yard marker. So he had to run a check down to Tyree for 2 yards. That's something, and he had time. He wasn't under distress, no pressure. That's something I wanted to see Gerard Parker put this team in a different situation where you got to move the sticks. You got to get beyond the sticks. That is coaching, and that's execution. We've seen Sam Hartman climb the pocket and look at his wide receivers, not look down, but look off and motion the wide receiver to go here, go there. Keep the play alive. That is something Notre Dame wide receivers do not do. Yes, I understand they won the game, but they don't continue to keep the play alive. You look at a lot of these teams, even in the NFL, even, a lot of college teams like today when I watched the Washington-Oregon game. If you guys missed that game, go back and watch that. I'm telling you right now, last year I did a college show, and I still do it this year every Wednesday night at 8:05 with myself and Bill, called the College Football Frenzy on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Last year, I said, be aware, Caleb Williams is going to be the Heisman Trophy this year. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's a guy that's, going to Washington. It's his first year there. He's going to be the Heisman Trophy winner next year, which is this year. Michael Penix. That guy, he doesn't leave the pocket. He climbs the pocket, moves the pocket, maneuvers the pocket, but he always looks at his wide receivers, and his wide receivers keep the play alive. That play to Rome Odunze today, it wasn't the game-winning catch, but in that third quarter, he made a great catch where Penix climbed the pocket, and all he did was just put his hand up like this. He's left-handed, so he put his right hand up, and this motion, he went like this, coming across the field. Odunze comes right across the field, hits him in stride, gets a 40-yard pass, moves the sticks. So that is something Notre Dame has to work on. Yes, it all's all positive tonight. So, guys, what else can we say, man? Notre Dame wins a solid rivalry game. South Bend, Indiana's rocking. Notre Dame is back. We do have 2 losses. We're not out of it. And even if we are, we're still Notre Dame. We can still get a damn good bowl. It could be a possible New Year's 6 game. It really could, because we know Notre Dame holds the rights to being the highest non-Power 5 team out there. So that's one of the great things for Notre Dame, too. But it could possibly pan out. I mean, listen, there's teams out there still losing. We still have Clemson. Okay, we still have Clemson. They're not in top 25, but they are a big team out there. So we can move forward. Next week we do have a bye, so this is a coming off a momentum win. I know Golden and Freeman, Gerard Parker will keep them in tune, getting them ready for the bye week, coming back for the following week. But next week I will do a pregame show. Next week, what we'll talk about is the season so far, sitting with 2 losses. Okay, sitting where we're at, being 6-2, where we seem to move. Next situation. We'll talk about the season so far of what we see as Notre Dame team wise. Who's the MVP so far? Who is the unsung hero of the team, basically? Because when we come back, we do play a team that is not the greatest. Okay, not the greatest team here. Because the last 4 games, we can definitely win out. So we can actually sit, guys. We can actually sit at 10-2 this year. Very minimal games. Next week's to bye. So when we come back, we have Pitt. Okay, 3:30 game on NBC, of course, which all Notre Dame games are on NBC because we are Notre Dame. We own that. So we play Pitt next week. So it is a good thing because you know what? I hope since Pitt beat Louisville today in that ACC adventure there, we play Pitt. So let's go out and put the pedal to the metal and beat them and say, you know what? Hey, Pitt was for real, but they beat Louisville. It's fine. We play who's on our schedule. Then after that is the big game, Clemson. We go down to Death Valley. We play Clemson, of course. So that is one of the biggest games too. The one game that really scares me, Clemson doesn't scare me. They are not what they are. Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson are not coming back, okay? Are not coming back. You're not going to have Estime come in to play the backfield here. You're not going to get the wide receivers they have. The only thing you have to worry about is basically Shipley, the running back, is what they have. That game doesn't scare me. Pitt usually a little bit does because it's a bye week. You're coming off a huge momentum here. As we know, Notre Dame usually plays down to their competition. So get it right, play smart, 60 minutes football, beat Pitt, beat Clemson. The one game that scares me moving forward 3 weeks is the one game at home, Wake Forest. Why Wake Forest? Sam Hartman. A lot of people say you want to burn who you played with before, you want to beat who you played with before, but Hartman is not built that way. Just like tonight he said, playing this game here, how do you feel about yourself playing Caleb Williams, Heisman contender here, Sam Hartman, who, is in that range from maybe 6 to 10 Heisman voter right now. But the one thing during his interview, he said, I'm not playing Caleb Williams. I'm playing the USC Trojans defense. My job is to score more points than their offense can score against my defense. So that is my job. That's the way he is. But that game in Wake Forest scares me a little bit because if you look at 3 of our last 4 competition are against the ACC. Sam Hartman struggled with the ACC. His record was good in the ACC, but he had a lot of bad games. Last week, 3 interceptions last week. He wrote the ship this week, 2 TDs, no picks. Didn't have to throw the ball much around. Then that last game, Stanford just took out Colorado in a triple overtime game, outscoring them 36-7. So that proves to me that, hey, you can't take your foot off the gas pedal at any time. Continue to do what you do first half to second half. If it works, ride it. Keep riding it. Take it to the well. Keep running it. So, guys, listen, man, I'm going to get out of here because I've been watching college football all day long today. I am dead tired. But, hey, listen, before we get out of here, I got a couple things for you guys, because you guys are the best guests out there, of course. Let's talk about our sponsors. Dugout Mugs, the ultimate game day mug. Make sure you use promo code OTBS Sports 20 at dugoutmugs.com. Christmas is coming up. You want to get your guests a favorite item out there. Get that for them. They can actually, talk about what they want to, get for Christmas. You can always order it for them. So that's one of the great things too. You can do that, of course. And one of our sponsors, Jason Fine, he's one of our bosses here. He runs the 1-800-HURT-123. So if you need, you can give him a call too. Make sure you tell him Out of the Box Sports Entertainment sent you. 1-800-HURT-123. That's Jason Fine, attorney, Big Al, great friend of mine, my boss as well right now. So give him a call, and I promise you, no recovery, no fee. 33 1/3% if we take your case. If you do call me personally, my number's on the at the very end. It's 267-303-7324. Give me a call. If I take the case, Jason gives me the entitlement. Hey, it's a good case. Take it. Sign them up. Send them the paperwork. We'll talk about yourself on a stream here. Privately, we'll talk about your case. We take it 33 1/3%. Get you in and out. No recovery, no fee. So, guys, listen, man, it's Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. As we always say here, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. TikTok, Instagram, the IG, as kids call it, the gram, whatever they call it. We're everywhere. So, guys, I'm going to get out of here. My name is Paul Spencer, and I will see you. When will I see you guys? When do you guys want to see me again? Talk to me. How about we do next Saturday? We'll do a show next Saturday, 11 a.m., of course, because we always do it at 11 a.m. to talk Notre Dame football on the Golden Dome podcast. We'll do it next Saturday, but next week we won't talk about a game. We'll leave it to the following week when we play Pitt. But how about we do a season review? Let's talk about that. Give me your opinions on the Out of the Box Twitter page. Let me know what some topics you guys want to talk about. But until then, guys, my name is Paul Spencer. Thank you for tuning in. It's almost midnight. Guys out there, get some good night's sleep. Hopefully your NFL team wins tomorrow. My team is not playing, of course, as you see behind me. My team plays on Monday night. So tomorrow I'm going to do a little chores, cut the grass, celebrate my Notre Dame Irish victory tonight over those USC Trojan bastards. Shouldn't say that because Notre Dame is Catholic. I shouldn't say that, but, it is what it is. But hey, guys, my name is Paul Spencer. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it, and I will see you next Saturday morning, 11 a.m.